Cool.
Shaylee Tucker.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast. Owner of Big Run Kava Bar in Athens.
That's right.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes. It's an adventure, that's for sure.
Yeah. So it opened in 24, is like when you got the lease for it?
June of 24. We were kind of, it was such like a quick process into becoming a business owner in a way. It was just insane. When we moved in March, we opened in June. So we were just full steam ahead.
Yeah. So talking about moving from Southwest Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you, why did you guys land in Athens?
Yeah. So as Sean told you, we're choosing between Athens and Marietta. We live in Cutler, so those who know, that's kind of near Guysville and Stewart area, so not in Athens. But we were choosing the business to be between Athens and Marietta. It's one or the other. And so my husband and father-in-law, they did the hunting. What brought us to this area was my husband was born in Marietta. So his family lived up here, and they kind of established themselves in a way. But when my husband was really young, we moved to Florida, or they moved to Florida. I was born and raised in Florida. Nice. So they would come up here every year for deer season and loved the hunting and everything there. And so we got tired of Florida very quickly. I was born and raised, so I could keep you here all day long if you wanted to talk about all the reasons not to move to Florida. But primarily, I think what hit me most is in 23, Hurricane Ian hit. And my son, he's going to be 4 in May, but he was only 4 months old. And it was a life-changing hurricane, to say the least. There was winds of 180 miles an hour for at least 12 hours. And we thought our roof was coming off. There was so many things that were just going against us. And I remember not wanting to put myself in that kind of predicament again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just vicious and vulnerable, because it's what do you do when the weather outside is
that? But for so long, right? I remember, and thankfully we were safe, but our shingles were coming off of our roof, and that was creating little air leaks, and we thought the plywood was coming off of our roof because the attic door kept going up and down, so we thought that was plywood, and it was just those little big bathrooms that have a little room with a toilet and shower. So we had one of those in our house in Florida, and I will never forget that it was me, my husband, my 4-month-old, and our 2 dogs sitting in that little room, because it was the most enclosed area is what they tell you to go to, right? And he had one of those white picnic foldable tables in case the roof fell off. Do you have children?
No.
But if you have an animal or any type of small figure, trying to protect their life and your life with a picnic table and 180-mile-hour wind and rain, after I was thinking about that, I was I'm not doing this again. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit of a side story into my trauma dump into why I really didn't want to be in Florida anymore. But
that makes logical sense, though.
Yeah. I didn't realize this part of Ohio, I will say, is probably less weather chaotic dense. Obviously you're going to have weather anywhere you go, but this is primarily the most beautiful part of Ohio, in my opinion, just from being born and raised in the city, so. But yeah, we decided to move here the year after, and I actually, kind of going into that, I used to manage a kava bar in Florida for about 4 years.
That was a question, right?
Yeah,
where does kava come in? Yeah.
Right. So we've been in the industry for about 10 years now. So
your husband and you?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we started going. Mind you, I'm only 25.
Okay.
So
cool.
I probably shouldn't have been in the kava industry before, 18 is what they say. It hasn't been really regulated or controlled. Okay. But I didn't really have any parental, I had parental guidance, but restriction probably would be the best word. I didn't have that. So I was a free-range chicken.
That's good, though.
Yeah, it let me learn a lot. And so, but it let me, I did all my partying really early. So I got so tired of that. I was this is no way to continue living. Yeah. And so my husband was pretty much the same way. Granted, his father was there the entire time, but there was no restriction. We could just do what we wanted. And I wouldn't have traded that for the world because it led us to be able to not want to do so crazy things in our 20s.
For sure. You see those kids, whatever, the college, equivalent, right? It's that kid that comes in freshman year that has just been overprotected. And it's now they're blacking out in 5 beers because, they just never got to try the one beer.
Right.
I had a very similar upbringing. My parents were I would like you to just be honest with us, you know, like just tell us the truth. That's cool. Like,
It's
I'd
so
rather
important.
be disappointed with you and pick you up at 1 a.m, you know, than just the alternatives.
I mean,
to
knowing
that.
where you are, like knowing the safety of it, right? Because I think it's inevitable that we're going to do that at some point in our life, but when and how it's done is, you know, what you can control, at least, right? So yeah, going into it, that's kind of what led us into the kava industry. We're tired of the partying and doing all that because we did it so early. And we found a kava bar in Southwest Florida, and we just fell in love with it. We actually lived about like 45 minutes away, and we would find ourselves going every night. Like
That's a commitment. That's an hour and a half round trip.
It was crazy. But like I remember, and like I said, I was a minor still at this point, and I didn't live with my parents. I lived with my now husband, who was my boyfriend and my father-in-law. And so we were driving 45 minutes. I would get off at working at like Outback Steakhouse at like 9:30. We would drive, go hang out there till like probably 2 a.m, and then just come back to home and do it every night. And it was just like, I can't describe the type of atmosphere it was because we haven't really, like, I don't know if I'll ever establish that in my own kava bar because it just felt like a home to me at the places I would go to in Florida, right?
Yeah.
You like, it's all about culture for kava, essentially, and obviously we'll probably dig deep into that too, but kava essentially is, it's a plant. Obviously, it's made into a tea, but in the Pacific Islands, they use it ceremonial-wise, and it's really big into, like, their culture of, like, they use it for wedding gatherings and like stuff like that. So it's kind of like their alternative to alcohol, and now the United States is kind of like slowly taking that over. But in the Florida region, it's obviously a little bit more popular because it only grows in like this hot and humid climates.
I see.
So, but yeah, it just like, it felt like a different home from home. You know, it's something like we could go to, and there was different ages. It could be 19. I mean, not anybody I think knew I was probably 17, or they did, and they just turned a blind eye. But I think at the time when I managed the kava bar I was working at, like, my best friend was a 50-year-old. And, like, you'll never, like, find, I feel like, another type of atmosphere where, like, both generations can come together as one and just vibe. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, like, what brought us into it. We just fell in love with it.
I think Athens is actually a lot like that.
It is.
I think you can go into like Tony's or like
for sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of spots where, but also because there's like this young student population.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, so like students intermingling with just like the local people, like there is a lot of that. Like, but I do like. Whatever.
If you go into an Applebee's, you're probably not going to talk to like the middle-aged person in Parkersburg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like the example, I guess I would say.
That makes sense.
I'm not from around here. You know what I mean? So where I was, do you know where Sarasota is by any chance?
Sarasota, Florida?
Yes.
No.
It's like south of Tampa.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the city. You know, it's like you're not going to find that in Columbus.
Yeah.
You know, so it was very a unique experience for us, and it was almost like, if metaphorically speaking, it like an Athens in a business, and that's just what it felt like. It felt like home, and I could socially drink something and not feel pressured, or like drink until 2 a.m. of something and feel like a nice feeling, but not be intoxicated enough to drive 45 minutes home. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was such a...
Like the physical effects the day after.
I mean, there was nothing behind it. It was just so nice to be able to sit and relax and, like, forget life for a little bit, but still be able to return to it as it was. You know what I mean? So we really fell in love with it. It took a little bit deeper of a meaning. Like I said, kava hasn't really been scientifically studied too much, but my husband was able to get off of some like antidepressants and stuff like that. So that was major in that sense. And I'll never say like, you should do it, that's on you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to put that into the air for somebody to try and do because that's of their own free will. But my husband at least had the really unique experience of being able to not take any medications because he was able to drink a plant instead. Yeah. And now he doesn't.
It's quality of life, man.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and it's different for everybody. But he was able to have that unique experience, so I think that's really why it's close to our heart, too.
Yeah, so you start managing a kava bar. Yes. It's like the one that you're managing, is that the one you're talking about that you were like, we're going to all the time?
No, actually, yeah. So the place I was going to was called Manatee and Kava, and that was about 45 minutes away from us. The one I managed is now actually like a franchise. It's like you'll never hear of a kava bar probably being a franchise, but they've turned into a franchise, which is great. It's kind of like being able to have a lock and key, as I would say. It's like they have it all set up to where you can just like put money into it, and then if you like it, go for it. Totally great for those who can do it, right? But I managed a location from them before they were a franchise for about 4 years. And, it was awesome. It was nice even having, like, my own place, like, I established, like, home. And it was great because I didn't have to do the back end part of it. I was doing a lot, but I didn't realize how much went into the back end either. I underestimated it for sure. But that's what really led to the, like, passion of wanting to get into it. But it took so many, like, years of my, like, I don't know if you'd say frontal lobe developing, but like, it took so many, like, I feel like big years of, like, figuring out what I wanted to be as a person. And I'm like, well, if I didn't have kava, what would I do? You know, it's like, it's a really unique thing to be like, people have a career in something. I'm like, I don't know how many people can say they have a career in the kava industry.
Yeah. Was it like an aha moment all at once? Like you explained the desire to like leave the Florida area, but like was that at the same time you were like, well, if I have to leave here, I should just like start my own business? Like how do you jump from managing it to like, let me just run the whole thing?
Sure. Yeah. So my father-in-law gave me the opportunity.
Is this Sean, is Sean your father-in-law?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Me and my husband are technically the owners of the business. My father-in-law is the little guinea pig that I allow to just run the place, right?
Papa Kava.
Papa Kava. Yep. Shout out. And but yeah, I have to give all the credit to him. Honestly, he is the one who is like, I've seen this, be good, and I see how much you love it. Let's go for it. Husband is the most amazing supporter ever too, right? I feel like I'm just like this little like person who wants to start a business, and they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so it's had its ups and downs, to say the least. I think business ownership should be a part of that, right? But they were totally the backbone behind it all. So
just like one day you're like, hey, I think I'd like to open this, and they're like, let's do it.
They kind of like gave me the idea of it. They were like, hey, we're thinking about moving to Ohio. Like, is that something like you feel like you'd want to do? And I actually always had the idea. Back when I managed the Kava Bar in Florida, I had the opportunity to build one with a couple of regulars actually in Tennessee, but it didn't work out because I think it was like COVID happened or something like that. And then so many life things happened and, whatever. But the opportunity arose. And I mean, truthfully, I didn't know anything different. I worked in, the business for the 4 years, and I, was a customer in the business for a couple years prior. And it was just, I knew nothing different. Granted, there was about another year in between where I worked at like a car dealership for a while. Loved that too. But I've had everything from customer service and hospitality to like, well, I don't want to sit behind a desk every day, but I also don't want to like waitress every day either. So like, what's the in between? And I guess I just went all into business owning and didn't know anything about it, and said, here we go.
So then were you like consulting people, like, Sean is like able to help kind of on the construction side and stuff like that, but as far as like who like did anybody help you through like signing a lease or like no. How did you figure this shit out?
I just went full steam ahead.
That's what's up.
I had not the slightest clue on what to do. I remember, so while we were like opening the Kava Bar and like moving to Ohio, I literally like Googled how to open a business in Ohio. I don't know if we can cuss, but I shit you not.
Yeah, I cuss all the time. Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah, I don't censor.
Good. But yeah, I literally did that. And it was like days, I remember it was like ohiobusiness.gov. And it was like they had this little like file of like how to start a business. It literally was a step-by-step process, and that's what I did. And it kind of went in that direction, and there was so many learning points off of that, right? I mean, there's so many different things and ways to start a business, and how you can file for it and what you need for it. And I'm still learning. Yeah, I am forever learning, and I'm forever grateful for that. Yeah, I'm forever grateful for that. But yeah, it really just started with nothing to then something, I suppose. I don't know if it'll ever like And that's the thing, like, I don't have, like, an anticipation of it being, like, the biggest thing in the world either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want it to be sustainable enough to, I always tell people to, like, feed my kid dino nuggets and mac and cheese, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's a very small dream just to be, like, sustainable.
Yeah, well, it's like, profit's not the first motivation. You know, like self-sustaining is kind of like that makes a lot of sense, but creating the environment, because that's what, you know, the overall theme of like your posts and like what you guys are doing, the trivia nights and the paint and sips and the, like, it's you're fostering a space for people to be together. I think that's a really beautiful thing.
That's what we're trying to do, you know. I mean, there was obviously a brief time in between, you know, March to when we moved here to June to where we were open that, you know, I got to experience it as just a local and not like a business owner. And it was really actually nice having that, because I realized as like an adult, mind you, I'm young, but I have a kid, so I feel like that automatically, like, I'm 25, that makes me 35, right? But
I'm sure it changes, like, your mindset, like, the way you think about shit. Like, when you're talking about, like, are you responsible for anything else living?
I'm not going to the bars. I'm going home to feed my son and hopefully be in bed by 9, you know? But I got to be able to experience things as a local, which actually I'm very happy for, because if I didn't, then, like, I got the mentality of, like, why are businesses closed when they say they're open? Like, the whole, like, 9 of, like, everybody else and what they complain about. And if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't understand. And it created a different perspective into not only, like, business ownership, but as the consumer, you know? I mean, like, why is every place closed on Monday? It's like there's so many questions that were not answered. And then that brought, like, resentment, like, well, my business isn't going to be closed on Monday. And, like, if I'm open, I'm going to say I'm going to be open, you know? And I think it's just communication, you know? We're not big. I don't have employees. I have Papa Kava. And so I really wanted it to be personal, you know? It's like when you walk in that door, hopefully you're recognized. And that's, I feel like, a feeling you can't really trade.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah.
So.
That's really cool. So, like, are you pulling a bunch of inspiration, like, as you're, you know, trying to craft a menu and you, like, just the space and the types of things, are you pulling from, like, the experiences you have with these places in Florida?
Yes and no. Like, I obviously want to be unique in myself.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, in managing a kava bar and seeing all these things, you grab what you like and what you don't like, too, you know? But there comes a point where it's, like, you need to be your own, too.
That makes sense.
You know? And so there are certain things that maybe I would say maybe I followed in the beginning, but in the form of business ownership, I found I didn't want to do, right?
So good self-awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've probably changed my menu 3 times, but not, like, drastic. You know, it's, like, maybe a little revision of something and whatnot, but I've pulled things I've liked from others and not so much, like, a feeling, not necessarily, like, a drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been nice to have that experience, and so there's actually some other kava bars actually in Ohio that I've been able to venture off to and, you know, see what I liked and what I didn't like about that too. Granted, those are all the way in Cleveland, so I don't have to worry about, like, stealing an idea.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's not really a problem, but yeah, it's at least given me a lot of knowledge and perspective to be able to see, like, what I want to do for Athens' first kava bar.
Yeah. So, and then to that point, right? Like, are there different effects to be produced from, like, different quantities, right? Because it's like there's, like, the relaxing or, like, the energetic. How does all that work?
So that's actually a different tea, and we're actually kind of pushing off from that. So we have the kava, which obviously kava bar, and then what you're referring to is probably kratom. So we have that too, but there's a lot of different, like, misinformation on that. So
kratom's a touchy subject.
It is. Probably won't get into that much, but I'll, like, explain it a little bit. But yeah, kava's the main thing, and there's different, like, variations of kava. And the variations, and to my understanding, it comes from different islands. And some people say it's, like, more heady kava and more body kava. Yeah. And what they mean in that is, like, you feel it more in, like, your mind than your body.
Which is just like any other thing that has a spectrum of effect,
sure,
right?
Sure.
So where are you sourcing this from?
Yeah, so it can come from different places. It depends kind of on climate or, you know, wholesaler. Right now, I think our current kava is from Vanuatu, actually.
What is that?
It's a Pacific island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like, Fiji and Hawaii.
Cool.
So, you'll have your different kavas, which they'll be named, like, Fiji or Puniono or Barugo, and those are actually all the different islands from, you know, the Pacific Islands itself. So that's, to my understanding, at least, is that the names of different types of kava come from the island where they're grown.
That makes sense.
Kratom primarily comes from Southeast Asia, and while I'll explain that, I'll signify the difference is that from what people actually know kratom as versus what it actually is like two separate things, right? Okay. And so kratom, the plant, is a tree that's grown in Southeast Asia. As the tree grows, it actually produces those different rains you're referring to as like, it's called technically energy, mood, and relax, or white, green, and red. We call it energy, mood, and relax because it gives different feelings. Yeah. Metaphorically, I consider it like CBD, not like cannabis, though, because there actually is no psychoactive property. It's just there is a medicinal feeling behind it. So, like, the energy strain is kind of like a caffeinated feeling, but there's no caffeine. Mm-hmm. The mood, they say it's euphoric. It's a happy feeling. It's not a high. Yeah. And then the relax really helps with, like, pain relief and anxiety relief, but you're not going to want to fall asleep. So it goes into that, but a lot of people only know it as, like, gas station and smoke shop and stuff like that. Which is, I
think, where it's getting the rap.
Right. That's where it's getting the bad rap from. Unfortunately, there's not structure in the sense of, like, you know how you have, like, marijuana and then you have, like, Delta-9? That's kind of what I compare it to, is that you're probably going to trust more stuff from the, like, medical dispensary than, like, 100%. A vape shop, right? Yeah. And I'm not saying we're a medical dispensary by any means, but what I'm saying is there's obviously a right and a wrong way to do something, and that's kind of where it's gone into, is that there could be an individual medical benefit, not saying that there is. There could be. And with that, there's not a lot of wanting a study behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Scientific support.
Exactly. I'm not going to get into big pharma. That's another day,
lived
right?
experience. Check it out. Does it work for you? Does it not?
Exactly.
Like anything. Not everything is for everybody.
It's just like coffee. And kratom, funny fact, is actually a part of the coffee family. So it's not far off from coffee itself, but it's just another plant that hasn't been studied. It hasn't been regulated. And until it is, it's going to be like the new reefer madness is what I call it, right?
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we kind of had that in the beginning. Right now, we only have it in, like, canned form because there's things going on with the health department that they're trying to figure out in themselves. But kava is totally, like, that is the product for us.
So do you have different kinds, or did you just kind of find the one you liked?
Just right now, we have one, but we can get kinds from different. It doesn't really, in my opinion, kava is just kava. Okay. I mean, some people, like I said, call it the heady and the body and whatnot. In my opinion, kava is supposed to produce, like, a relaxing and uplifting feeling as if it's an alternative to alcohol. So you're supposed to have, like, that relaxation and sociable feeling, but, like, you're going to want to talk to people. You're not going to feel as stressed. So it's really used as an alternative to alcohol without the effects of a hangover or intoxication. So that's kind of the whole thing behind it. Hence, Kava Bar it's like a sober bar. And then we have, like, the coffees and stuff like that, too. So
yeah. Where does the Big Run part come from in the name?
Have you ever heard of Big Run Road?
No.
Yeah, so that's actually in Cutler. Do you know where Cutler is?
I mean, no, but I know where, like, Guysville Stewart's at.
Yeah, you head on that road and, 329
like turn
technically.
Left at the marathon?
Yes, exactly. Yep, that's the way I go home.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So it's, if you kept going on that road, you'll eventually, if you turn right onto a bridge, it's called Big Run Road. Cool. And so it's so sad to say, like, it's not a huge, unique name of, like, it's a great thought, right? But it's actually just named after a road we have to take every time we go home. And we were thinking of it while we were, so we moved here in March. My first time, March of 24, my first time being in Ohio was, like, February of 24, actually. So I had no clue what Ohio even had or what it was like. My whole vision when my husband would come up here was, like, it was like nobody lived in Ohio. It was just, like, hills and mountains, and he went to hunt, and there was just this little guy's house he, stayed in, and that was it. And but he would always take pictures, and it seemed like nothing was here, right? And
I think that is what's beautiful about Athens. I think you can. I mean, I'm not saying Athens is like a downtown of a big city, but it's got that, like, uptown vibe where it's like there's things happening here. Like,
there's structure.
I can pop a few places here. There's restaurants. There's there's a space for everybody, right? And that's why it's so exciting to see things like the Star Chamber Arcade come in.
Oh yeah,
like things awesome. Like that. Like, again, alternatives to just, like, going to a bar. But then also, like, you could drive 10 minutes out of uptown and be nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
it's crazy.
It's I love the diversity of that.
The diversity is awesome. Yeah. Getting into the name though, it's just a road, and it's such a beautiful road though.
Well, then that means something. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of joke the little big meaning behind it is, like, the big run out of Florida, right? It's like that's something behind it too,
that's
right?
Funny.
There's a lot of
entendre.
different ways you can do it, but it's like whenever I'm asked that question, I don't know, like, what the right answer is. So I just tell them it all, right? I'm like, it's not that cool. It's just a street name, you know, but it's a really beautiful, beautiful street. You know, when I said street, not even road, I suppose, but it's in the spring. It's like it's got the canopy trees all around it, and I just love that.
We have like a little stretch of that, like to get back to our place too, and I call it the like Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole. Like when you get to that point of the road, it's like almost like I'm leaving everything quite physically, literally like there. Like the second I hit that little rabbit hole, it's like when I come out on the other side of that, it's just like peace and tranquility.
You're teleporting.
Dude, come on, I love that shit.
It's the best feeling ever. I remember when I lived in Florida, me and my husband would always go to St. Augustine. Love St. Augustine. And we would take this one, like, way outside of, like, going through all the, like, city and stuff like that, and I-4 with Orlando traffic. And it would be, like, those canopy trees for, like, an hour. And it was just, like, the most relaxing kind of feeling. But we would, when we were, like, visiting here in February, we had to drive it a lot. And I'm like, this is just amazing. And so he thought of it. And I was like, well, I got nothing better, so we'll put it on and keep with it. So yeah, it's I love it. It's good, but it doesn't have a lot behind it.
Yeah,
so
I think it has more than you're giving it credit.
Maybe I don't think I'll give anything enough credit. Probably what it deserves. I think it's just I'm always like, this isn't enough. We need to do more. But
I think a lot of people can relate to that in a lot of aspects of their life.
Yeah, it's it's not a struggle. It's I have no word for it. It's just like I always need to do more. I think that's my thought with it all. So
nice. So becoming a business owner in Athens, like what has it been like? For example, you know, like I saw a post. It was like, hey, like as a woman-owned business, here are some women-owned businesses that have like supported me and I've worked with, and it was like the Silver Bridge and Happy Snack in Athens. Love Krista. Like that's so cool. She's bringing the snack. Like with the post where she like you were like, hey, we sold everything. Can you bring more back? Like all right, please. That's really cool. So what has that been like getting? You know, as an outsider, not somebody from Athens, like. Yeah, what has that kind of been like to meet business owners and work with them and just things like that?
No, it's really been a great experience. I haven't had anything bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say yet and do that. I don't think I truly could.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody is just so respectful here. I would say humble too. You know, I think. You know, Athens, obviously, like, there's so many, in my opinion, because, I mean, we've been open for almost 2 years, but I feel like we're still new, right? We're, like, we haven't been sustained for that long yet. Still, we're probably not completely sustained, but working with those people, it tends to remind me, like, it's not maybe always going to be, like, a lot, you know? It's, like, it's okay to take a step back, and a lot of those, like, Krista, for instance, is just such an amazing person to have as a friend. You know, the sold out thing you were talking about, Soul Flower is like a new company. It's
oh
like
shit, that wasn't Happy Snacking.
No,
that was so.
They're still selling really well.
Nice.
But the one you were talking about is like a mom who makes cookies, and she's just like pumping them out.
Yeah. I just hit him up before the podcast, actually, because like I saw your post and I was just clicking on. I was like, okay, I know Happy Snackings, I know like herbal sage tea, but I didn't know that one. And they had pop ups like the coffee shop in like Albany and stuff.
Yeah,
like, that's awesome.
Yeah. They've done tremendously well, and it was just like an aha moment, right? But specifically with them, I've always tried to have like some type of food at the Kava Bar, and it never worked because we're still kind of this hidden gem. Not a lot of people know that we're there. And it's hard to want to have food products there and see them go to waste. And then I'm spending money for it. And it's like, I can give them away, great, but I'm still spending my money. Yeah,
versus the inventory for the kava stuff's like more shelf stable.
Sure. Oh,
and
absolutely.
Again, like the primary market of what you're doing.
Right. And so, of course, I want to have something there for people to snack on, but I don't want it to be like Reese's peanut butter cups and chips.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, the whole thing of Athens, it's like support local. Like, I feel that way. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, what can I do that still makes sense for me? Yeah. And so I've been able to work with Krista, amazingly so, and like she's like, let's just start off with this for now, and then hopefully we can scale up further, see where it goes. But it's an amazing way to be able to like cross-promote a business.
100%.
You know, in the same way with the cookies, like I said, I've had different type of pastries or cookies or cinnamon rolls and stuff, and they've sold here and there, but like I don't know how I can't keep these cookies on my shelf.
Yeah.
It's just, they're Like last week, I think I sold over 50, and
wow.
I don't know how. Maybe it's my stomach too, so I don't know. But I tend to eat quite a few, but they are the best cookies I've ever had, and I can't like.
What's the name of the lady that owns it? Or like runs it?
Rachel. I would hope it's Rachel.
Cool.
And Greg is her husband's name.
Gotcha.
I really hope I'm saying
nice.
that
Well, I
right.
hope they come on the podcast. It'd be cool to hear from them.
They're very humble, nice people. I've sat with the husband, Greg, for quite some time just talking about life, and it's nice to, like, same with Krista. It's just we are, like, people who are just trying to make ends meet for something we love doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Word.
So it's been really amazing having that experience. Silverbridge has also been great.
How did you meet these people? Were people introducing you? Did you just find them and reach out?
Yeah. So as far as for the cookies, they just reached out to me, and it was kind of like we met. They brought me some samples. I was like, this is amazing. Let's give it a try, right? Happy Snacking with Krista. I had met her a few times prior to, like, us collaborating as business to business, but I think the first time I actually tried one of her products, the Chamber of Commerce had an event at our Kava Bar, and she supplied, like, little appetizers, you know, and I was like, this is actually, I mean, I didn't have any surprise it wasn't great, but it was like the first time, it was like the first time I tried her product, and it was like, it was so nicely presented, and she brought up the idea to me about coming to one of our mini markets. So we have a mini market every last Sunday of the month, and I was like, yeah, and then she brought up, I think a long time ago, about maybe like selling boxes or something like that. But I was always like, I don't sell much food when I have it, and I don't want it to go to waste. And so her and I sat down and talked, and we kind of like came to an understanding that, like, this is where my business is at right now. Like, what can I do for you, but what can you do for me? Like, because it shouldn't be one way or the other, right? Yeah. You know, so I mean, like I said, I can't push through food much because I'm a drink business, you know, so.
But also food all around you.
Yeah. I mean, but the great thing about that is, like, on the north end of Court Street, nobody's open during the day. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I think that is open is Hot Box, which I saw you had that on. That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, there's nobody open on our side, so parking's great. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, people are actually just coming in to see Happy Snacking, and that's kind of what I wanted. So, you know, hopefully they buy a box and buy a coffee at the same time or something. Yeah. You know, so Silverbridge, amazing part about them, they, like, it was such a seamless transition. When we first opened the Kava Bar, I was working with two friends actually in Florida, and they had a little roaster machine, and they had their own little business, and so they were making excellent coffee. I mean, it was just pouring in our machine, amazing. People were obsessed with the beans. Awesome. They'd actually refer to them as Florida beans. I think I can't remember the name. I think it was like Solivigant or something like that coffee. I don't think they're around much anymore. Like, they're rebranding because their roaster got flooded, and then we had to switch to Silverbridge. But Silverbridge made the transition seamless. Nice. I mean, it was just the coffee. We grinded it. It came out smooth, and it was just like, you didn't notice a difference, which was really nice. Yeah.
I love Silverbridge. I always get it at Siemens here in town, and that's like my office coffee over here.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Do they have like something you can just get your coffee in there, or like you make it at home?
I just buy beans. We have a coffee pot in our office. But
I just went to Siemens for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and I was in awe. I was like, how have I not been here?
It's already? Like they have really, really good deals on local meat too. Really? Like even some like places that offer their products at the farmers market, like it. Even like you can find that there. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff. But I love Siemens. Like also too, like I love stopping in there. They have like these little like fresh made breakfast sandwiches. They're like they have like biscuits and gravy, and they have like a bacon, egg and cheese sausage. So they just have these like little things. So it's just it's really nice. Like on the way into work to kind of just like pick up a bag of coffee, grab a little Sammy. It's awesome. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. It was funny because there was one day. Poor Papa Kava, he was like, I need milk. And I'm like such a procrastinator, but like I have my kid and like so many other things to worry about, but I forgot we needed milk, and I was like, oh, I gotta go pick up my kid. I might as well just stop by the one place I know has it. And it was my first time going in, and it was just like, oh my gosh, where have I been? Yeah. It was just like,
I mean, it's just it feels like you go back in time almost. Like when you walk in there, like it just kind of feels old time. It feels good.
In such a good way.
Yeah.
In such a good way. You know. So yeah, that's it's been really awesome to see and partner with local businesses
Yeah.
like that too, because I feel like it helps everybody, even
Yeah,
if it's just
100%.
posting a logo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's getting your name out there to, you know, maybe people that wouldn't have seen it before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wicked.
So, yeah.
What else we got? Let's talk a little bit about some of the events. Like, so you mentioned like the mini market that happens, and you have like things like you have like people that maybe they have like a little jewelry business, right? Like it's kind of ranges. So you have that mini market going on. You do like a trivia night. Maybe just reel through some of the things that people
absolutely.
could come hang out
We try
for.
to do something for everybody, right? You know, kava bars. I mean, there's not a lot of experience in the kava bars up here, but. From what I would say grew up on in the kava world, there was always an event or something happening, and I don't think there's much to do here as a local, so that's what we try to do. Granted, maybe not every event is successful, but I at least try.
The PowerPoint ones look really fun. That looks like it could be a really good time.
Our first one was like such a hit. Everybody loved it, and it kind of died down a little bit, but I'm hoping I can get it back up again. But
cool.
we've done like fun topics like, you know, spooky ones or like sarcastic ones and stuff.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so funny. I think mine, I did one once, and it was, I think, conspiracy theories, and it's like, why is limited edition a threat? And at the end, I put like, buy this limited edition drink now, and it was like kind of like the funniest, you know, thing. But yeah, the events have turned out really well. It's also a great way to, you know, support local in that sense of local businesses. Clara Patra, she does the jewelry. She's there consistently. Pop-up markets is what I'm calling them now. Mini markets kind of is what it was. It's still the same thing, technically. But it's a way for some people to come out. If they have little things to sell, they can sell it. I don't, you know, charge them a vendor fee or anything like that to be there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's going to, you know, be 10 people. I don't know if it's going to be 50. I don't know if it's going to be 0. You know what I mean? And I know I used to do some markets for the kava bar I managed, and it was, like, really, like, bumming knowing if I was there and like nothing was being sold. I don't even want to know as a business owner what it was like, right? You know, like you put your money and time into like paying an employee to work it and do this and do that, and thankfully
fucking the effort of setting up and bringing everything there. You got to take it back. It's not nothing.
No, it's not. And so, you know, I didn't like I understood how defeating that felt as an employee, let alone being a business owner, and I really wanted to kind of like instill that if we ever did a market that I didn't charge a fee because I didn't know if it would be profitable or, you know, something like that. And if people did come out, hopefully they get a coffee. If not, hopefully they supported another, you know, small guy. I might not seem small because I have a storefront, but I'm just as small as the person on a table. Yeah, honestly, I just got more inventory, and that's kind of it. It's the way I like to think about it. But, yeah, so they those turn out fair. Some are good, some are bad, depends on weather, but yeah, trivia nights have been great. We do those every Wednesday. We're starting up open mic every Tuesdays, and I think doing stuff like that more regular helps because we were doing like open mic once a month, like every third Saturday of the month.
Yeah, it's like hard for people to plan for it versus if it's like, oh, dude, it's Tuesday.
I know it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, so we're kind of like sticking with that and trying to.
It's like they can begin to like expect and like repetition is good. People like that.
Yeah, we're starting to have like some people more come back for it, which is nice. Even if it's just one person the same week, it's like they at least know it's on Tuesday, right? So that's been really awesome to have that. And yeah, like I said, experiencing it as a local, there wasn't like a lot to do as somebody who didn't drink. It's not that I don't like drinking. It's not that I don't frown upon it by any means. I mean, like, I'll have a drink if I'm with friends, you know, like, it's not like I don't.
I'm a social drinker too. I bartended at the pub in college, and like, I was just whatever, tangential to the industry. It's like, you know, so I just like kind of had the thing with alcohol. Like I did it. I did what I needed to with it. And now I also I fit in that crowd of like, I'll have a beer because it's, you know, nice to drink a beer with somebody. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't
go out to drink.
Yeah,
I'm out and I have a drink.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's that difference for me.
Yeah. No, that's cool. What is it like being a parent trying to, you know, like you said, protect, provide, and care for this this little being while also because it's like that's the risk of entrepreneurship is like kind of there's no cap. It's like the work needs done. Who's going to do it? How do you integrate those two things?
I have such a strong support system.
That's awesome.
Honestly,
Good to
that's
hear.
like, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do it if I didn't. And for that alone, like, shout out Papa Kava again. He's always going to be brought up, right? But he's been my, like, I don't know what you would like say in the free labor funny part way about things, right? But he works a lot at the Kava Bar, obviously, you know. My husband, it first started off with just me and my husband there, and it was so hard. I mean, if it wasn't me there, it was my husband there. And then the person who wasn't working had our son, and it's like there was never, like, family time.
Yeah.
Because that's just, like, we're always separated, right? And I think when we first opened, we actually were closed on Mondays, ironically enough, when I complained about being closed on a Monday. But
Yeah, I actually did see a post about that, but I didn't want to got you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was closed on Mondays before, and then I was like, why am I
This was
closed
in
on
like
Mondays?
24, though. I think I was like deep. I went all the way to your very first post. Sorry for creeping.
No. I so appreciate that. It shows commitment to wanting to know me, and that's just, I'm honored, honestly. But yeah, we were closed on Mondays. My thought process, which I kind of understood in a point, is that, like, who's out on a Monday? Like, if you're a family, which a lot, I feel like, of Athens is, in, like, the local point of it, right?
For sure.
And even on the student level, who's going out and doing stuff Monday because you probably just partied on, Friday through Sunday.
Fun day on the courtside patio, my dude. Yeah, sure, I'm out of commission Monday. Yeah.
Yes, So I didn't really think Mondays were going to be a big day for us, and we did really have to kind of, like, establish family time because we wouldn't have had it any other day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that came in, right? And so, yeah, it was just me and my husband. My mom actually moved here with us.
Wow.
So, yeah, she's not blind, but she has kind of like some limited restrictions with her eyesight, so it doesn't allow her to drive, but she's home and she's able to watch my son.
Cool.
It's kind of what I was getting into. So it creates a lot of help there. So being a mom obviously is just stressful enough, but then adding business ownership and then being a wife and all of those things. It's hard to juggle.
A lot of hats to wear.
Very much so, yeah. But like I said, if I didn't have the support system, I wouldn't have been able to make it work. Eventually it turned into, like, we worked so much and the business wasn't, like, putting out enough to, like, it sounds so silly saying this. Like, if I wanted to go out and eat, like, I had to think about it. And, like, yeah, I should, but to an extent of, like, I've been working, like, 8 to 5. The last thing I want to do is cook a meal, wash it, clean it, then try to find quality time for family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It became exhausting. So, like, eating out at Lulu's seemed like the highlight of the night, right? And so,
shout out Lulu's.
Yeah, love Lulu. But my husband actually got a job working in the solar industry.
Yeah, ARP, what was it?
Yep, ARP actually. And so he started working for them. So he was doing that. Then Papa Kava came on, helped us. And so it's kind of been me, Papa Kava, and then a few stragglers I've put behind the bar here and there to just give me and Papa Kava a free night if we all wanted to be a family. But yeah, that's kind of like how I manage things. It's still, I mean, there's so many other screws behind the scenes that probably I'm not talking about. But it's not done easy, but it's done. Yeah. So I have a lot of support, thankfully, that allows me to do what I feel passionate about. And, my mom helps a lot. My husband, Brandon, right now he's almost gone Monday through Friday. So it makes things hard, but I love what I'm doing. And sometimes, Brandon and Sean, they're amazing men. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very family owned and operated. That's for sure.
Shout out. Yeah, like in the your mom has that crochet stuff. Like I bought this like sick purple crocheted hat.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, my fiance hates it. She's like, "Why would you buy this hat?" And even Sean and I think like the lady who made the hat is that your mom?
That's my mom.
Yeah, so they were both like, there's a black and white. You want the purple? Like, did you see the black and white one? And I was like, nah, this purple one is my jam. Yeah. And So shout out, like even that stuff. Like, that was super cool. I just saw it and I was, I have to buy this.
Yeah. I tried it, and fun fact about all the like stuff I have in sale, for sale at the Kava Bar by other people, I don't charge commission either.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really like, I mean, I'm so small into the sense. It's like, I know what it's like for them.
Yeah, that's like such a, I mean, again, like putting values above profit, like peace and love over profit and loss. It's like, Yeah, to extend that branch of support or like provide that store.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, what did you lose by helping somebody find? You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Like that's exactly
Nothing at all. And
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, like, and I hope it goes the same way of like they feel like they can post my logo and be like, hey, go check out my stuff at Big Run Kava Bar. And then if somebody comes from that post from them wanting to buy something from Clara Patcher's Jewelry or my mom's crochet, maybe they buy a coffee and then I make my money there.
Or like maybe it's the first time they walk in the store, and then this next time they're walking by, they're like, oh, you know what?
Hey,
I went in there, but I didn't even buy a drink.
Right.
Like, let me come back. Yeah.
It kind of goes into that, and that's the thought process behind it, right? You know, crazy. Same thing with the cookies and like happy snacking. I don't make a lot of money off of it realistically. It's just something to have there. It's something I can say I partner with a local business for, and you know, hopefully it goes around. Like me and Happy Snacking, I love Krista because she is like the first one to like share everything of mine. It's so
Love
great.
That.
She just texted me yesterday. She's like, oh, you know, we just started doing house-made syrups, and like we kind of are restructuring
Oh,
things.
yourself, wow.
Yeah. Another like thing I just wanted to tack on to my responsibilities, right? But she messaged me yesterday. She was like, oh, I harassed Papa Kava to make me this latte, and it's amazing. I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, to hear that, it just fills my heart.
That's awesome.
Like, you'll have these days where you're, like, just in dread of, like, oh, my gosh, like, did I make the right choice? You know what I mean? And
it's like on a slow business day, it's like bills are piling up. We got to make rent. Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's constant, right? And it's like, you know, I told you I had brain surgery in May, and that alone has been such a battle to, like, overcome. And it was such, like, I didn't have an easy recovery. I, like, lost my balance.
Wow.
So I actually had to, like, not only was Papa Kava working there, but I had to, like, hire somebody and then a friend who was just helping me behind the bar. But, like, I actually had to, I mean, not send my son away. My dad, who lives in Florida, picked him up for 6 weeks, and that alone was hard, like, being away from my son.
Have you ever been away from him that long?
No.
Wow. Yeah.
No, that was such a challenge. But I couldn't pick up anything above 10 pounds, and I couldn't bend below my heart because my brain surgery was in the back of my head. So, like, it ran into, like, I guess, pressure issues and whatnot. But it ended up me actually having a complication to where they thought they were going to have to do another brain surgery.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was hard. So what was a 6-week recovery turned into 12 weeks. And that was like 12 weeks of me not being able to do anything. Like, I mean, I kind of controlled the finances in a way, but it was like 12 weeks of lacking in the marketing side for like Instagram and like having to pay out somebody else to work something I wish I could have done, you know? So it was a struggle. And then early December, I flipped and totaled my car.
I saw a post about that.
Yeah, it's like Ohio has not been easy, to say the least. I mean, in the beginning, when we first moved here, like, my childhood dog died, and, like, that was just so hard. So it's had so many challenges in itself, right?
This is a brutal part of growing up, right? Because, like, there's so many ways that you can kind of avoid. This happened to me, too. Like, when my childhood dog died, I was like, fucking life goes on. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's
sucks.
just, it's like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like there were ways that I was, like, avoiding this idea of, like, growing up and moving on. And then, you know, you get that, like, that text from your parents, like, hey, Foxy died.
Yeah,
like,
I know, right?
You know? Oh,
yeah, the
God.
childhood dog, he was just, like, he was only my dog, though. He wasn't, like, a family dog. Wow. So I had asked for a dog when I was, like, 15 years old, right? And so they finally granted me the dog. And
what kind of dog is it?
He was like a Mastiff Lab mix. I'll show you. This is a picture
pretty
of him.
boy.
Such a cute boy. Massive, though.
Yeah.
He was every bit of maybe 100 pounds.
Damn.
I would say 90, but his heart probably weighed 100. But he was like such a selfless soul. Like, there was nothing dog about him. He was a child. I mean, me being reckless and crazy and not controlled by a parent, I took that dog everywhere. And so he became a child. He was like, I remember me driving like this 2013 Accord and just going everywhere with him, Kava bars included. It was just like, you know, back in the days when Walmart was open 24 hours, I'd bring him into Walmart.
Pre-COVID days.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
I'd bring him into Walmart. And I'd bring him into Waffle House. And I'd bring him into Denny's. Was he a service dog? Nope.
Yeah. But, speaking of animals, you do like a cat adoption thing. That's super cool too.
Yeah. I don't even know how that started to come up. Maybe they asked, and I was like, heck yeah, right? Because it's such a missed market for a cat cafe around here.
Yeah.
And I don't think logistically it would work in the sense of, like, the health department because you need like a separate room where the cats are and then a separate room where the coffee is. And then you could go in to the cats, but it'd have to be like a separate room, and that's kind of hard for renovations and stuff like that, right? But it's kind of like a really unique way where it's not they're not there all the time. It's like pop up, come get a cat, right? So the ladies are amazing. Shout out Feral Lady Cats.
Feral Lady Cats?
Feral Ladies Cat Rescue, and they're located in Hawking.
Cool.
But yeah, they've been awesome, and we have have you seen that little stage area?
Yeah, like right when you walk into the left.
Yeah, exactly. So they actually prop all the cat cages right there. So while people are walking past, they see all the cats, and that's another thing too, right? Like I don't charge them to do anything because obviously they're a rescue. I want them to make whatever they can because they're not making anything. They're just sustaining it.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't do anything as far as for making. I think it's just enough to spay and neuter the cats or whatever you call it, and then sell them off and then do it with the next cat. But we actually funny enough, I have a regular named Cody, shout out him, but he's been a regular since day one.
Cool.
It's so funny. He started from our bottom and now he is here. He used to be our FedEx driver, so before we even opened doors, he was seeing all the renovations and everything. But he's really close to us. He's became family, and I made him adopt a cat. That's fun. Where the story is going. But I
think I saw that posted, little brown kitty.
Yes, yeah. He's so cute. His name's Sammy. I call him my godson because I made him get adopted. But yeah, it's so nice to be able to see those cats getting adopted too.
That is really cool.
Yeah. It goes into that. We're trying everything. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. You know what I mean? All these different things. Like Mario Kart races. Or there's that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Never ends. It's really unique. It's fun. It's just, and hopefully somebody who feels like they can't do anything come out to it. Yeah. It's the goal. Yeah. So
the first time that I ever went to Big Run Kava Bar, my brother is really into Big Run Kava Bar.
Really?
I think he's just into the sober space. I don't think he really likes drinking a lot.
Who's your brother?
His name's Justin Hamlin.
Justin. I'm sure if I saw the face.
Well, again, every time I've ever gone there with him, it's only Sean. He walks in and talks to Sean like it's it's his dad. Like, oh, what's up, Sean?
What's up, Sean?
Yeah. No, that was really funny, but. That was just how I thought it was really funny. He was like, "Yeah, your tongue might go numb," and I was like, "Ah, whatever." And then I kind of forgot that he told me 3 minutes ago that my tongue might go numb, and now my tongue was going numb, and I was like, "Am I okay?"
Check your pulse, right?
No, but I really like it. I really liked too the Constellation kombucha on tap. I tried that. That was sick. Yeah.
We try to kind of keep something there for everybody. Right?
I think you're hitting it. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. Because I knew just Kava wasn't going to do it because it was so new to the area. I mean, I don't think there was even Kava anywhere in Athens.
I don't know that I heard about Kava until Big Run Kava Bar.
I think Kindred Market had some
that checks.
They have
that tracks.
Right. But I think they didn't even have Kava the tea like we do. They have Kava chocolate bars.
Oh.
And maybe a tincture, and then anything else goes into maybe Kroger. Or Walmart having a kava hot tea, but it's not kava the way it kind of is realistically.
Yeah.
Going into that, it's kava. If you make it hot, it starts to burn off the kava lactones, which produces the benefit. But there was no market for kava alone, which was great because then I secured it. Great, but. It's such a new thing. Who would trust?
Yes, you have to almost create the demand, teach them about it and get them on it at the same time. Versus you don't have to convince somebody what an espresso drink is.
Nope. So hence where the coffee came in. Yeah. So and funny fact about that too. I never pulled an espresso shot. I mean, maybe once or twice if I bought a house machine. Yeah. But I knew I needed to have something else than just kava to bring somebody in, and so that's hence where the coffee came into play. And I was like, okay, well. If I'm going to have coffee, it needs to be good coffee because there's already a huge coffee market in a college town. I mean,
4 on the street.
Oh, no. Right. And that's one thing, too, I really try to prove is that, I'm not here to battle for them. Yeah. And it's not a competition. But, that's where we wanted to do the coffee, too, is just create something that, hey, I can tell you, I know you know what coffee is. Let me have you try kava while you're here. Yeah. And that's kind of where, it went into, and maybe... You don't like coffee, or you don't like kava, but you probably do like coffee, or you probably do like tea. There's something there for everybody,
Heard
is
that.
what I've tried to be. But at the same time, it's like I want it to be a place for not only locals, but the students, too.
Yeah.
Being on the north end, it has its flaws with, like, just being a stereotypical Court Street business. But there's always almost parking on the north end. It's because everybody else is closed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have North End, you're going to have Courtside, and you're going to have all Stevens. It's like those are all the bars for night. They're not open during the daytime.
Yeah.
I think they only open at like 4, and even then.
Yeah, sometimes Stevens might open a little early, like they have the restaurant.
Yeah,
like, but
their food's great though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I will say
No, for
that
sure.
much.
Yeah.
But relatively speaking, parking's pretty easy on the north side. And so I think that's great for Hotbox too, because then you can just pick up, some chicken tenders and it'd be easy.
Funny story about parking on that end of Court Street. So I think it was like the day of my podcast with Hotbox Chicken and Tots. I was doing a little market research the day, so I just went in there to get some Hotbox, and I parked, and it was like, you know how it snowed and it took 6 weeks for all that snow to melt? Well, I thought nothing of it. Kind of to your point, there was nobody parked on this side of the road. I'm sick. I just whip right into a spot, think nothing of it. I drive a little small front wheel drive Sonata, right? Well, there's you're on an incline right there, kind of.
Yeah.
And I fucking my car was getting stuck, and when I pulled up into my parking spot, there was literally not a single car on that side of the road.
Sure.
But when I come back out, there was a Ford Explorer right behind me, and so I realized fuck, my car's not going forward, and then I try steering left and right to try to push myself off the ice, just fall down the hill, and then I'm I'm gonna slide back into this dude's car, and then I hop out of my car. I'm kind of maybe a fourth of the way out. So I'm sticking out into the lane, and I just I was starting to freak out.
Yeah.
And so as I get out of my car, this dude walking down the street, maybe he heard my tires spinning and shit. It was but as soon as I got up out of my car, this dude was hey man, do you need some help? And I was just fuck, yeah.
Yes.
And so I was hop in and steer, I'll push. And then I started pushing, and another dude was yeah, I'll come in. And he started helping me push my car out. And it happened to be the driver of the Ford Explorer. And I was
No
bro,
way.
you could have just pulled your car.
Would have been that easy, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know that he was the driver of the Ford Explorer. But just that moment, I was starting to freak out. I didn't even ask for help. The help just showed up.
Yeah,
it was really
coming
beautiful.
at you from all angles.
But yeah, I'm gonna have a vendetta against that parking spot for a little while. So whatever.
There's plenty of other spots. Don't forget about us down there. But no, and I think that's really what I try to emphasize if I ever get into the podcast, or whenever somebody comes in to I constantly get students coming in for the Post or something like that, and they're wanting to interview for an article they're doing. And I'm
That's sick.
Don't forget that all of Court Street is not equal.
Yeah.
I mean, we are. It's it's a crazy time during the night, and it's not even that crazy anymore. But during the day, it's so quiet, and it's I see at least 100 students a day walk past, and probably don't even know we're there, but. I wish the locals would come out a little bit more to that side, because it's I would, if you ever have free time at 10 o'clock, drive on our side where Hotbox and me are and see how many parking spots there are, and you'd be astonished on how open it actually is, granted if there's no snow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's relatively easy, and it's relatively, there's always parking there, but you're going to always have the horrible parking meters too, so it's a constant battle. It's a challenge being an uptown business owner, but it has its perks too, which is easy parking.
Yeah, it's beautiful. What are there any events coming up that you're looking forward to? What's kind of the next thing that the community can come through for?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So we're really trying to, like I said, get those open mic nights established. I really want to.
That's you could come play guitar, you could come read some poetry.
Yeah. The guy who's hosting it right now, his name's Brett Mombeck. He is he's kind of a comedian coming up, and he's trying to kind of get established in that. And so he messaged me, and he was like, hey, I'd like to start an open mic night, and I'm a comedian. I'm like, okay, well, if I start this.
Just kind of emceeing it?
Yeah. And so it's really nice because he's kind of brought some comedians out for it. But it's really open, I used to call it open stage night, but I don't know if people kind of interpreted that differently from what I saw it as. Because, I thought open stage night, the name of it itself, besides open mic night, was going to be everybody could do everything, But I think open mic night kind of is just a little bit more widely known. I don't know if that quick word really means a difference or not, but I think it has. And so, yeah, we're really trying to get that pushed.
You said it's
Tuesdays? Well. Tuesdays, yeah. And everything usually starts at 7. I don't know why I've made it that way, but it's like if it's not at 7, I don't know when it's happening. You know, even if I created the event, I don't know. But yeah, Tuesdays, 7 o'clock's trivia. We're doing Wednesday, 7 o'clock. No, Tuesday's open mic night.
Yep.
Wednesday's trivia.
Yep.
Always at 7. Those are like the most reoccurring ones. The PowerPoint nights we're doing really well, but I think I'm putting a pause on that because it's like, it's a commitment, right? Because you have to like sign up for a topic and then you have to create it and then you have to come in and present it. So there's a lot that goes into
like
it.
You got schoolwork going on, you're trying to go out to the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm asking a little bit too much from people, but our first couple ones actually turned out really well. So I really loved that.
I think there's something to it. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, maybe not like once a month like I was doing, but maybe a pop-up for like, you know, we were doing like a Halloween one or something like that, you know, so like when it comes around for stuff like that. Gosh, what else is going on this month?
You do like artist pops up, like one of the like Brandon Jackson was there one day. Like I just happened to be there with my brother. And he like, came up. That was really cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I love Brandon. He is. Why are people so nice up here? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this like something in the water, man.
There has to be.
Yeah.
There has to be. I mean, growing up in Florida, I'm like, are you trying to take something from me?
Yeah.
Like, do I have something you want? Like, why are you so nice to me?
Yeah.
Brandon is one of those people. It's just like so amazing to know them, right? But yeah, he actually started off doing our open mic nights before, and he's just such a busy man.
Yeah.
You know, he manages Avalanche, and then, you know, he does his music and
all over the place. Like he'll play at Eclipse. Like,
well, he also does open mic nights at Eclipse on Monday nights.
Oh, shit.
Too. Yeah, and so he is just all over the place. He, I think he helps with the farmers market too as well, from what I've overheard.
I've seen him at the market with Avalanche and stuff like that as well. Yeah.
He is just such a good local supporter for anything, right? But he is just so humble too as well. It's like so loving to see him. There's another girl who, it was so funny when I first was looking into making the Kava Bar here. I like started getting into the Everything Athens pages and whatnot, and, like getting the local scoop. And there was a girl, her name's Jasmine Quinn. Shout out, she's got like a homesteading thing if you want to check it out.
She's like the goat farm yoga lady. Like so I did a teacher training with Middle Path. Ashley Wines is like the lead instructor. She owns the studio. And she did like goat yoga with that.
Yeah. You really need to check her homesteading stuff out. We were selling her eggs actually at the Kava Bar for a while, and we actually were like the egg dealers for such a period of time. But she also was one of those people that like really like set a stone in my Athens living, because I like posted something like, how do people feel about like a sober bar and like having teas and coffee and stuff, and like she was one of the first ones that probably like commented on the page like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, and like let me know. And so I messaged her and I was like, hey, you know, what's like kind of the scoop? And then she just like blew my phone up. She was like, let me give you all this information, let me talk, let me do this, let me do that, and like she was trying to figure out everything out that was going on about
hospitality,
the Kava Bar.
Man.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm put off because I'm like, what do you want from me? Yeah, like I'm a Floridian, right? Like I'm coming into your neighborhood. Are you trying to figure out my business plan?
Yeah.
Are you trying to start a Kava Bar? And so I'm like instantly in defensive mode.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
It was an interesting experience, because now looking back at it, she is like the one person I can go to for anything,
that's
right?
So cool.
And it was so amazing. So when I first moved here, didn't even know who she was. We instantly set up like a lunch date, and she was like the first person I like planned my menu with. And her and I just like sat at Casa and like ate guacamole and drank our drinks and like just planned my menu out. But she was just like so willing to give help and like told me all like the local stuff, you know, not everything, obviously that has to come with time, right? But
no, I mean, it still helps to kind of have somebody like breaking you in, explaining.
Absolutely. I mean, the Kava Bar isn't where it is without those type of experiences that I've had, though, with Brandon, with Jasma, with anybody that I've walked into. Heck, even with Kevin, you know, from Hotbox. He has been such an amazing person to just chit-chat with as a neighbor.
That's cool.
I miss Import House. They were
awesome. I'm surprised. How do you even know that?
So we actually opened before they closed. So
because you have like the drive-throughs, like was it?
No,
it used to be a carry-out, or Hotbox was the carry-out?
Hotbox was carry-out. We were actually Carsey's Barbershop.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yep. So Stevens took out both sides of Import House.
Yeah, okay.
So the left side of Import House, I guess if you're like...
Well, so how long was Import here while you were there?
God, it had to have been only a couple months.
Yeah,
it was not long.
I'm glad you got to know Import.
Yeah, big
that was
time.
a spot.
I created so many friends from the workers there because, like, I'd be bored as hell because the kava bar would be slow, just started. I'd walk over there, do a little shopping, grab a pair of Vans. But I met such amazing people. The manager of it, I think her name was Karen, and another worker there, I call her D, or they D, but I think their name's Darian. Lifelong friend now for me.
That's
you
cool.
know what I mean? But it's like I had those experiences, and I think, and it was so amazing because actually when we first opened, they would come over for coffee occasionally because we were then like the closest place to them,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
And I remember this one day, like, they posted us on their page, and it felt like a celebrity posted us because they had such a huge following.
Yeah.
And we had, like, 10 followers in, like, an hour. And I'm like, Brandon, they posted us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was so cool to have that. But
that's so warming and welcoming.
it was so nice.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think Athens hasn't treated us bad by any means, but
Love
I don't
to
know if
hear
it
that.
could,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, even if they tried, I don't think it could work. So it's been really nice, and it's a great place to raise a family and have the local mindset, because I hadn't had that before. So it's been really humbling. So
Yeah, no, I'm really glad that our community found you and that you're here. Like it's a really it's really awesome to see a business owner in our community supporting these other businesses, like providing opportunities for these small, crafts makers and like that. Just like I mean, you're walking the walk as much as you're talking about it right now.
I try.
And that's what I kind of saw. The consistency in the Instagram is like the whole time. It's like about fostering community here.
Sure.
Like, hey, what's up? We're here. We'd love to have you.
Great.
Like that's really awesome.
I'm so glad that's like actually what it seems like it's doing, because sometimes when I'm like sitting at the bar and it's dead, but I'm posting those things, I'm like, what the heck am I doing this for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to like remind myself that's what this is about. Like, I know that deep down, but it's like there's some times where it just like gets slow, and I'm like, am I doing what I'm trying to do?
Yeah. It was like just doubt or like what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Like,
There goes into
and
that
nobody gets to
concept.
answer those questions for you. Right? You have to calm those down of like, no, you don't want to like let me back up. Like
It's not
you're allowed
that
to have a
bad.
slow day.
Yeah. It's even a slow week. Honestly, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to say we've been open for 2 years and we're not sustainable yet in that sense. But I always like to say, like, we're just still the little guys in Athens. You have a lot of businesses that have been here for so long. I hope I'm not getting too far off the track of the Kava Bar, your episode here. But it's
like you are the Kava Bar, right?
Sure.
It's like learning about you, learning about your perspective, learning about the way you think about things, hearing about the way you've been welcomed into the community. Like you said, you don't just have to talk business, right? Like you know what I mean? So I think that we've done a really good job. Like
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, that's learning about me, right? I guess that's what is the Kava Bar itself.
It's like for me, right? It's like what's the point of like you coming on this podcast to provide somebody an opportunity to hear from you, and then maybe it's like they never heard about the Kava Bar, but like I don't know how somebody couldn't listen to like some of the things you've said and not be like, God damn, I need to go meet this lady, or like I should go support that, or like that's just a loving thing. Like supporting you is supporting the small little cookie lady, supporting Happy Snacking Athens, supporting the small little vendors that come in for the pop-up, supporting the guy that's like coming in for the open mic, just providing the space, like holding the space for the community to have that. Like that's a really beautiful thing.
That's really nice to hear, because there comes a point where it's like I don't know if people don't realize I am just a mom. You know what I mean? Like as much as it is like I'm the owner and my husband is the owner too, it's like it's really a lot just me. And it's me. I'm the only one posting on the social media. I'm the only one looking over the finances. I'm the only one ordering. And, I mean, granted, I have Papa Kava, but I'm there Monday through Friday, if not always on a Saturday morning. And thank gosh Papa Kava wants to work on Sundays for me. Maybe he doesn't want to, but he does, But, shout out to him, and it's just, I have so much to be grateful for that. But, there comes a lot of times where I'm like, is this doing what I want it to do? And there can be a day where I'm like, Papa Kava, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I'm like, I'm so sorry, But then there's, like, another day, then it's just, like, popping. And we see, like, maybe 4 locals come in at one point. And they're all, like, just, hanging out. And they, like, we have certain business meetings there, and it's like people choose to come there, and it's just such a heartwarming experience when somebody walks in the door and they thought, hey, let's go meet at Big Run Kava Bar.
Yeah, no, literally, that's literally what my brother says.
Yeah.
Like every time, like, hey, Kava ?
No
like
way.
the past 2 times we've met up on Court Street, we've gone to Kava Bar.
And that's just so warming. It's like I don't like. I hope people know that they're like choosing. I always like to say they're choosing my son's little dino nugget addiction, right? You know, but it's so true. It's like I heard this one saying that says like if you spend your money local, it stays local. Like if you're spending your money with me, it's probably going to Lulu at the end of the day.
And fucking shout out Lulu.
Shout out Lulu. She knows my son.
That's crazy.
I shit you not. I mean, some of the workers, I wish I actually knew their names. I actually have a picture, and I wish Lulu got into it. But she, like, the week or two, I think it was probably last week, she started putting out these, like, kid menus, and she started giving crayons, and she's like, Wyatt, you're the first person to have, you know, this kid menu. And I'm like, and she's, like, wants to take a picture, and I, like, feel like, oh, my gosh, the Lulu wants to take a picture of my son. Like, be grateful, Wyatt, you know? So, but, I mean, like, they come up to our table, and I'm like, I'm just surprised they don't already bring the cheese dip. You know what I mean? They probably just doing it because they're like, let me ask you a question.
The one time that you assume, it's like you see the local coming through the door, you start making their drink, and they're like, let me change it
Let me get a half and half instead of water this time, right? I mean, I always get the carne asada tacos, and, you know, it's like, it's just so good, and it's almost quicker than fast food sometimes.
Dude, it's so fire. Like, my fiance and I, enchilada poblanos, or like maybe some fajitas here and there, but enchilada poblanos was what, like, she introduced me to there. And for sure, like, it's, like, literally, you can get in and out in 30 minutes, have an incredible, like, it's really awesome.
And it's warm, and you can tell it's cooked to order. It's not like there's something behind it, and they just got it right there on a hot plate waiting for you. They're like, hey, he's coming in the door. Let's get their order ready.
You know, one time, like back in college when I still worked at the pub, like the general manager of the pub, like took all the staff to Lulu's. And so we were like sitting there. They put this like massive table up at like so we could all sit at the same table. Lulu made this like homemade Mexican soup, and it was just like fire. Like it felt so special and catered. And you know, and then I mean, really, I kind of fell out of going to Lulu's for a while. Like moved away, came back, but then like when I got together with she loves Lulu's, and so
it's such a good experience, right? I mean, I'll be honest, I think I went there like 4 days in a row last week. It was like I was so tired. I'm so tired throughout the day. And it's like my typical like day, it's so funny of a 4-year-old, and it's like, and then this goes into the business owner experience too, right? Of being a mom, and then my husband's away, so it's like literally just me and my son. And right now he's a 4-year-old who wants to sleep in our bed, which is great. I get the snuggles, but then I have to wake this kid up, which is like you'd expect like a 4-year-old wants to get out of bed and start the day, right? Opposite. He is so dreadful of the day starting. And so I have to set my alarm at like 6 o'clock just to make it to the Kava Bar by 8. I need to be there by 7:30, but I like latest need to be there by 8 when I say we're open. Yeah. And that's not even on time because my espresso machine needs probably like 15 minutes to warm up, right? Yeah. So I'm always late. That's like the ironic part about it all. But it's like I start my day, try to wake up at 6. Probably doesn't work out that way. I'll usually hit snooze a couple times. But I let all of my 3 dogs out, and then I try to get him out of bed. And then it's like the instant demands of like, get me my milk, get me my Cheerios. And I'm like a slave for like 30 minutes of the morning. And then I finally get him out of bed. And then I finally get him dressed. And it's like, I'm probably out of the door by 7. Then I have to drive him to my mom's, which she lives probably like 5 minutes from here at the Reserve at the Falls apartment complex. Yeah. So then I got to drop him off, go to the Kava Bar, work at the Kava Bar till, 4 or 5 o'clock, and then pick Wyatt up. You think I want to cook a meal and then wash dishes after I did all of that? I don't think so. So then I go to Lulu's, and it's a quick, easy meal. Then I go home.
It's like it's on your way to Stewart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, I just do that and then go home and give them a bath, let the dogs out, feed the chickens, and do it all over again the next day. And that is like every single day. That is my day. I'll probably go to Lulu's today. I don't feel like cooking now. It's like,
That's
what,
fine.
5:30? Yeah, there's dinner's out of my question. I'm going to Lulu's now. So
I should try to get Lulu on the pod. That'd be cool.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You know, she is just such a humble woman, you know, and it feels so nice being able to spend my money there, and I'm grateful that I can.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's nice having, I mean, no matter what type of, like, small business, it's a small business, but even a storefront, too, as well. I feel like sometimes I can only picture it in, like, as a consumer before I owned a storefront, was like, maybe you think they have it all together. And it's not always the case.
Does. There is a projection of, like, this, like, yeah, for sure, of, like, we figured it out, and we're, like, it just, maybe it's the permanence of, like, looking at this and then just, like, realizing all the work that it's, like, you didn't just, like, decide yesterday that you wanted to buy it and then, like, open the door. You know, it's like, all this work, and then especially if you've never taken an endeavor like that, and you've always just kind of, like, had this, like, W-2 mindset of just, like, you know, I'm going to, like, show up and then take off. It's, like, you would just believe, like, the endeavor is so large. And so, like, I can relate to, like, I think I do that.
It's understandable, right?
Yeah,
maybe, like, if you haven't had that experience of having, like, maybe a brick and mortar to yourself, you wouldn't, like, put the two and two together. Like, they still have to pay the rent, the water bill, the gas bill, the power bill, the
inventory,
taxes, inventory. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. And it doesn't mean that it all equals to, like, getting a pay out of it.
Yeah.
I haven't even been paid by the Kava Bar, and I'm 2 years into owning it.
That's scary.
Will I ever? I don't know.
Ideally.
I put my husband to go work Monday through Friday out of town so I can go to Lulu's, you know? But, funny. You know, I think it's like a huge emphasis, and that's why I love spending money at Lulu's or things like that, you know? It's like you don't, even if it's a brick and mortar, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, you know? If I didn't post on the Kava Bar that I just flipped my car and had brain surgery, do you think that they would probably see me as a human being at that same time?
That's exactly what I mean with this podcast. Right. Like, hearing, like, it doesn't have, like, I think, this has been really beautiful.
Good. I hope so. I mean, that's really, like, I think when I sit down and I think about the Kava Bar in that scope is that I hope that people recognize it's not just a brand. It's so much more. It's not even a brand. It's not a brand. It's a person that has a product. And it maybe it's not even my passion. I'm 25. I don't know what a pet.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could just go back to doing car service tomorrow if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm passionate about people finding a healthy alternative. That doesn't mean it's, like, my life story.
Or that you have to sacrifice everything else in your life to make that work. Like, that's awesome that you're not, like, attached to that identity. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, I could make anything work if I really needed to. I think that maybe goes into the just survival mindset or
which is also maybe why you be successful in business is because you go figure it out, right? Like, deciding that you're going to figure it out, whatever that means. I don't need to have an answer now. Like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I think even if the Kava Bar doesn't, you know, long-term be there forever, you know what I mean? At least I made it something. I made it maybe have, you know, maybe Cleopatra sold a couple $100 worth of
somebody got some. They already are. For you to say that you have a 2-year regular, you've already made an impact in our community.
Sure.
You know, to see that people show up to the paint and sips, you've made an impact in the community.
Yeah.
Like I was when I was in there, Brandon Jackson was there. There was like a little like they look like college student age people just like sitting there and playing Jenga, and like I mean it's like, you know, like specifically my brother and I go there to have like kind of. Like it's kind of a container of space for us to kind of have like more serious conversations, you know, or like,
so nice.
Just, and so like, I mean, yeah, man, like you are doing something.
I guess so. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's young, maybe it's me being young, maybe it's just like, hopefully humbleness. I mean, I'll always have that. But I will always have being like humble, but like so out of like the spectrum of like, it's not enough, but maybe it's not enough in a good way. You know, I don't want it to ever be like, I don't need it to be there for it to function. What makes the Kava Bar is probably like me and Papa Kava and like our stupid relationship that we can like make reels about on Instagram.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
For, like the like your total is $19.50, the $20 bill to 50 cents. Like, oh my God, that's complicated. Or like the fucking Mufasa one's fucking hilarious. Oh my, yeah.
I love making. It's not making fun of him, but it kind of is in a way, right? It's like it's so funny. I posted.
You're laughing with him, not at him.
Oh no, for sure. He knows that, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny though. There's another thing. There's a shout out to another kava bar in Florida. Their name, I think it's Downtown Kava is what they have it as, but it's used to be my regular Sarah, and she's such a kick-ass woman. I inspire her. I inspire to be her all day long.
That's cool.
She was a realtor, and then she fell in love with the industry too, and then wanted to do one of her own things. But she's got kids, she's got the husband, she's got this. It's so cool of a place if you can ever if you ever find yourself in Florida, right? But check them out. They it's an old train station that they turned into a kava bar.
Cool.
But it's massive, and they've got the regulars. They've just got such a good crowd. But going into that, all of the reels, if you look deep into it, he's always wearing their shirt because he loves the style they're printed on. And so the joke is if we're ever making a reel we think is going to be good, he has to wear one of their shirts because he's never wearing a kava bar shirt. That's when funny. It's a good reel. Yeah. We had reels that, maybe it doesn't sound big, but gets 100, likes and 10,000 views on TikTok, right? And that's big for us.
Yeah.
But it's never wearing a Big Run Kava Bar shirt. It's always a Downtown Kava shirt. I'm like, Sean,
shout out.
Wear your Downtown Kava shirt today. It's we need this to be good.
We need the juju.
Yes, yeah. So maybe it's the juju, but it was, it's funny because Papa Kava is becoming a local celebrity.
Dude, he is. Again, I told you, every time I've gone to Kava Bar, I thought he owned it because every time I went in there, I saw it, but he's just a very inviting person. Literally, just hearing about him talking about gator hunting and how he was a toursman or whatever, right? Taking people on guided hunts and stuff, and the carpentry thing, and then hearing him talk about you opening this and just the way he saw it just gravitated me in. I was locked in on every word he was saying, and then I don't know, he probably talked to us for 10 or 15 minutes, but then also I think. I kind of he also kind of withdrew and was you guys were having a conversation, we talked for a little bit, and then he just kind of slowly fizzled out, and I was like, damn, he's not even over here anymore. So then I didn't even realize that he kind of pulled himself back out of the conversation to let us kind of link back up. Yeah, but it was just so tasteful and beautiful. It was just so welcoming, and I was just we're very. I think that goes back to we're very humble. It's not we're big. It's not that we have everything made up. We're probably not even financially as secure as we were in Florida, which is crazy because living in Florida is expensive. And that's the whole reason, part of why we moved. It's I think we were paying $2,500 in rent, and that's the whole theory of it's so funny, you can't you can rent for $2,500 but you can't get a mortgage for $15,000, right? That's just another battle in itself. But Papa Kava always lived with us. It was we always lived together. It wasn't we were still living with Dad, or Dad was still living with us. It's we were just we can all live together and make it cheap for everybody, right? Yeah. So kind of the same thing with Papa Kava, and it's just we've made it work. But he going into it was funny yesterday or the day before I posted a picture of him painting our walls because we just turned them green. Yeah, and so somebody commented on the Facebook working Papa Kava, and I'm oh no. But even on Halloween, when they do the trick or treating on Court Street, we always do that. And somebody yelled across the street, "Hey, that's Papa Kava!" I shit you not, we didn't even know who that man was. Hopefully Legendary.
Hopefully he doesn't listen, and then he's they didn't know who I am, right? But it was crazy. And then Papa Kava's telling me he'll go to courtside, maybe for a drink a night here or two, and he'll get recognized as Papa Kava from people.
The first time I saw Papa Kava was so I went to school with Victoria Mingus.
Oh my gosh,
Victoria,
no way!
She was in my graduating class, and I think it was the picture of them in the camo with the boots, and it was matching. I don't know. I think that was the first time I remember Papa Kava, and I was just that's a pretty cool name.
And we love Vic. Yeah, they've and I think that's really part of it too as well. It's we're there constantly, so everybody's family to us too. Vic, or I'm sure you walk in, or anybody. It's I don't have to know your name honestly to you to be family, honestly.
Yeah, and again, Sean had no idea who I was when he talked to me for 15 minutes like I was his best friend. And I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah.
We love Papa Kava.
Like, ask him questions about the menu and shit, like, whatever. Like, ask him questions about the kombucha. Like, homie was there for all of it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's so funny. We have these regulars, Aaron and Darren. The first time, like, he really had an interaction with him, he did not like kava. Oh. He did not like coffee. He actually, like, despised it up until about when he started working at the Kava Bar. And then we had him try the, I don't know if it was a kratom tea or coffee first, but either or, he tried one. He's like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. Because it was like, I mean, I don't think he's actually a boomer, but it went into like, the stereotype mindset of like, you're just a boomer, right? But he never wanted to try anything new because, in the old age, what works and what doesn't, right? And so he didn't want to try it, but it was funny, one of our regulars, when you walk in, you have, like, that little hidden area that's near a door, the black door, maybe? Well, there's, like, if you're walking
like towards
into
the
your
back,
right.
You mean?
No, yeah, so if you're walking in towards the right, there's, like, those tables to the right. And so it's, like, the closest table, like, probably one of the first tables on your right. Okay. We actually have a black door that says, like, beware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then that goes into our basement. But you, like... What I'm getting at is if you walk in, you can't see somebody if they're sitting right there. So Sean walks in. He sees me sitting at, like, one of the tables. He's like, hey, can I get some shit water? And so one of our, like, customers is sitting right there. And, like, he doesn't know who this regular is. Thankfully, he turned out to be an amazing regular, and he's still there to this day. But that's kind of, like, what started it all. And then he eventually, like, tried it. And then, like I said, he hated coffee. Every damn morning I'm making this guy a latte.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, every dang day. And it's turned into this huge joke of like, that's a good pour, and he'll do like the little, chef's kiss emoji, right? But you gotta in our Instagram, you gotta check it in, like scroll a little bit. There's a reel of him making a latte, and he's like telling you how to make a latte.
Nice.
It is the best video we probably have on our social media. It's gold. And I think that's kind of, like, what started it from, like, the reels on Papa Kava, too. But he's came a long way, but it's crazy to think, like, even as a middle-aged man who only did, like, carpentry and renovations to, like, one day he's just a 50-year-old barista. Yeah. How does that work? But people tell me he makes a better latte than I do.
Oh, no.
Which is insane.
Oh, no.
I'm like... What? How does that work? But no, it's been fun, and I don't think maybe nobody else can even say they have as close of a relationship with their father-in-law as I do with mine. It's pretty funny when we're in the same room together, and then somebody hears us banter. They know it's going to be a show. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, but it's good. Really cool. It's a really fun time. So yeah.
I've really enjoyed in this conversation your credit to everybody else. I really appreciate, like, the first answer you said was like, I have a great support system. That's how I make it happen. And like just that mindset again of like not charging the people to come in and like it just like there's so many great things that I've taken away from this podcast that. Yeah, I'm excited to come back. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to have to hit up my brother and bring him through.
Well, hopefully I'm there when you're there and maybe not Papa Kava.
Yeah, well, that's, now that you said it like that, you kind of leave around 5, like we meet up after work type shit. So,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I gotta be there for the kiddo. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, so, I'll come through in the daytime. I can, like I'm here, I'm like 2 rooms over that way.
Grab a coffee.
Daytime. Yeah. Cool.
So.
Great. So people can stay connected to you on the Instagram. What's your handle there?
Yeah, I think it's just Big Run Kava Bar.
Big Run Kava Bar. Again, you're open 7 days a week.
Yeah. Monday through Friday is 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then Sunday is 8 a.m. to 7.
Cool. So, cool. Check them out. 72 North?
72 North Court Street.
72 North Court Street.
That's
Big Run Kava Bar. Shaylee Tucker, this was such a pleasure.
Thank
I really
you for
appreciate
having
it.
Me.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah.